What up, Long Beach? Welcome back to GazetteSports.com. It's Tyler.
And Mike. And the CIF Masters Track meet is brought to you by Naples Rib Company.
A tradition unlike any other. The Masters at Alondra.
Yeah, we've got the AstroTurf azaleas in full bloom here. It's the Masters Track meet. This is how you qualify for state. Obviously, a lot of local athletes hoping to do that, none more so than the Long Beach Poly Lady Track Rabbits, the 4-time defending state champions. We're going to take a look at the start of their long day here as Tori Myers hands off to Tracy Hicks. This is the 4x100 relay. They are the fastest team in the world at this event. So as Hicks goes to Diamond Thomas, and Thomas hands it off to all-world Ariana Washington. Bye.
Yeah, yes, Cerritos, Mike. Nobody's catching her. She gone. Jackrabbits win this one easily in a time of 45.72. J-Town was in this race. They finish up 9th with a time of 47.83. But Poly cruising.
We move on to the boys 4x100, the football relay, as we have taken to call it, because you're going to notice some familiar names. Gerard Wick starts it off, hands it off to Tiller Gaston. He's going to give it to Austin Gunter. Again, as we mentioned, some names that you're very familiar with if you've been following our football coverage. And then their closer, Richie Smith, the receiver on the home stretch. Jackrabbits fighting as hard as they could. You see Richie moves up nicely, but he's fading. He's been running injured for a couple of weeks. Poly's going to end up taking 6th with a time of 41.67. Rio Mesa wins that with a 40.95.
A lot of ground to make up there. We move to the girls 100 hurdles. Couple of Jackrabbits. Tracy Hicks on the left and Kimber Payne on the right. But Hicks pulls away right here and shows her stuff. She wins this with a time of 13.66. Payne in 6th with a 14.25. Important because she also qualifies, so they send 2 rabbits from this event.
In the boys 110 hurdles, we've got an athlete from Milliken, Masana Viltz. Love that name. He is running in the outside lane there. This actually not a great meet for the southern or not a great event for the southern section. It's rare to say that. Viltz finishes 7th with a time of 14.95, but no one from that event posting a qualifying time for state.
That's real tough. A big showdown in the girls 100. Ariana Washington in lane 5, LaTroya Franklin from Jordan in lane 6. They are real fast in this event. Look at Washington come from behind, turn on the thrusters, win it with a time of 11.61. Franklin gets 3rd with 11.74. They can fly.
The two of them have been 1-2 pretty much in the state all year long. Obviously looking forward to seeing them in Clovis next weekend. But we move on to the hurdles. The 300 distance this time, Kimber Payne running this one for Poly. This was one of those tweener events where Poly was really hoping to get a good time so that they could qualify, send another athlete up north. But it was far from certain for Payne, one of those young sophomores on the Jackrabbit side. But you see her legging it out here. She's getting over it. She's getting it done. A time of 43.45, and she just qualifies, which is big time as she sticks out the MJ tongue right there.
Yeah, has to get some Gatorade after that. The time is good enough. She's in there at 5th. We will see her at state. That's big time. Now to the girls 200. We got 3 more league athletes in this one. Washington in lane 5, Franklin in lane 4, and Poly's Diamond Thomas over in lane 8.
Engage thrusters.
Again, Washington, the DJ on the 1s and 2s. She gets 1st at 23.55. Franklin in 3rd at 24.05. And Diamond Thomas in 6th at 24.30. She also qualifies for state. Another tweener through for the Lady Track Rabbits.
We move on to the 4x400 relay. Poly just trying to qualify here, not necessarily running the quartet that they will be running at state, but they just wanted to make sure that they got a qualifying time. So the handoff here to Holly Harris. This was not their smoothest 4x400 race. They won this event at the CIF Southern Section Track Championship last weekend. But again, today, it's all about surviving at this Masters meet. You don't hang that gold medal up on the wall and say, hey, we just made team history. All you're trying to do is put as many names into the state championship program as possible, and Poly did a great job of doing that today.
Yeah, you see the pass going right here to Janice Lane. Like you said, Mike, it's just about posting a good enough time. Not worried about winning this thing.
You just don't want to get knocked out, essentially, is the goal.
And you see Lane taking her lane on the outside, picking up a couple of spots, making sure they run a good enough time, but a sidebar. Look at St. Mary's Zuri Henderson in blue. Oh my goodness. Like they're standing still, Mike. Look at that stride.
She's got some kick right there, just blowing by. Obviously, elite competition. Retanya Washington going to run instead of Ariana Washington on the anchor for Poly. As we mentioned, it's important not just to not get knocked out, but you also don't want to add any extra fatigue onto your athletes who need to be at their best, because next Friday they have state qualifying, and then Saturday they have state finals. So Polly takes third with a time of 3:48.76, respectable. They do qualify. Sarah wins this thing in 3:46.83, and we go to the final race of the day, the boys 4x400 relay.
Yeah, the boys coming off their state championship from that last year, not a tremendous showing. They got off to a decent start in this race, but ran into some hiccups along the way. You'll see they were pretty good at the pass, but Rio Mesa's going to pull out a little bit, and the Jackrabbits fall towards the back of the pack.
Yeah, we are not going to be seeing a ton of boys Jackrabbits runners up in Clovis when we go up there next weekend. Very, very unlikely that they will defend that state crown. Obviously, they've got some young talent. We don't have a lot of field footage for the obvious reasons here. You can't film two things with one camera. But
I tried.
Vincent Calhoun, the sophomore qualifying as a jumper, he's very good. And we've got plenty of stuff to see from Polly in the future.
But you can see right there on the right side of your screen as we slow it down, a trip there during the handoff. Obviously, that always slows you down. Not a good look right there. And just from behind the whole day in this event, just trying to move up spots and weren't able to do it.
So the headband swag rocking for Richie Smith as he closes out actually what ends up really being one of his last races as a Jackrabbit. They'll take that 4x100 team up there that he runs anchor on. But kind of crazy. This will be the last time we see him run in Southern California. Polly takes 7th, 3:19.83, and do not qualify here at the Masters Track meet.
But they're going to put their wingtip shoes on, get the wing tilts, and move on to state. We will be there with full coverage. Obviously, you don't want to make that drive, but we'll have highlight video, live updates, and obviously the full story. We've been Long Beach Sports for quite some time. No reason to change now. Stick with us for all the track coverage from up in Clovis.